After selling out in Calgary, Tucker Carlson announces he's extending his stay in Alberta, and the NDP and the lefties are losing their minds. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Tucker Carlson has been a hot topic in news ever since he left Fox News, with all of his newest episodes of his show airing on Twitter, or X, as formerly known as Twitter, and to much astounding appraise, Tucker seems to be breaking the internet left, right, and center. Now, of course, Tucker Carlson making an announcement a few months ago, or about a month ago, that he was making a stop in Calgary, that he was going to sit down with Premier Danielle Smith and talk about, well, things that are on his mind as he makes his tour to Canada. It's interesting to see now because Tucker Carlson, of course, making his announcement, I'm sure you've heard by now that he's extending his stay, and he'll be staying for a show in Edmonton coming up in January on the 24th, the day after he's going to be in Calgary. Now, of course, folks like Rex Murphy will be joining him for that conversation. But of course, the left mob are losing their minds. If you forget about Edmonton's voting practices, or Edmonton's typical voter, the majority of that city votes orange. Now, of course, Edmonton is a blue-collar city. It's got a lot of union workers, a lot of healthcare workers. Also, the younger demographic who tend to prefer things like handouts and overtaxing because, well, they've never paid taxes. But Rachel Notley, of course, having her say about Tucker Carlson. Now, of course, this clip is from last month when it was announced, but I can't help but notice that this is going to be what we're going to be hearing in the upcoming weeks. And again, as it surfaces more and more, as we get closer to the dates, I'll be covering this more. Because let's be honest, folks, amidst all the bad news, amidst all the negative things happening in media today, or in government news, well, this is actually funny. This is fun to hear about. Could you imagine getting this upset and triggered about somebody coming for a speaking engagement? Keep in mind, as a friend of the channel, Theo Fleury, tweets out, "Hey, let's go door to door and jab everybody with the bioweapon." This was, of course, his quote about Rachel Notley, who's made it very abundantly clear during lockdowns that she wanted to go door to door and vaccinate people who chose not to undergo certain medical procedures, which, again, they should ask their doctors about. I'm going to make that very clear, YouTube. But Cat Canada tweeting out today, leftists are still melting down over Tucker's visit to Canada for a speaking event with Danielle Smith. I go through their latest meltdowns in this latest video. Now, of course, Cat Canada, I don't want to put her video on the channel because Cat Canada has started her own YouTube channel. She's trying to branch out onto YouTube. What I will do is put a link to the video in the description down below. Head over to Kat's channel, give her a follow. Kat makes some amazing content on other social media platforms. I'm very happy to see her joining us here on YouTube. I think it's fantastic. In fact, I've extended an olive branch, and it sounds like Cat Canada is going to join us at some point here for one of our live streams on the channel, hopefully in the near future. But to talk about, her plans for YouTube and what it is she's going to be bringing to the table as a YouTube political commentator. But here's her tweet from today showing the clip of Rachel Notley. Let's just take a quick listen and then we'll discuss.
He is not a credible figure. The fact that our premier believes it's appropriate to normalize the things this person would say by appearing on a stage with him, it demonstrates a profound lack of judgment on her part. It damages Alberta's reputation on an international level.
It damages Alberta's reputation on an international level. What is it she said at the beginning? He's not credible?
He is not a credible figure.
A credible figure. Somebody who at one point in time was the highest paid and highest rated, I guess you could say, news figure on television is not a credible figure, a credible person. This is bias at its finest, and again, it's laughable at best. I wanted to cover it. Again, it's not really a bunch of news. It's not a bunch of facts that I'm putting in front of people's faces today so much as some humor. because again, as we get closer to the January 24th date, and if you want to see some of the reactions to those leftist meltdowns, again, head over and watch Cad's video. I'll have a link below in the description. But this is it's interesting. It's interesting. And I'm looking forward to what Tucker has to say when he comes here. I'm looking forward to the 15 protesters that'll be outside of his events. Probably more so in Edmonton than here. And again, Edmonton's going to be the one that I want to keep an eye on the most, because while Calgary is a more conservative town, despite the fact that we have a liberal mayor and the fact that there's a lot of vocalists, we've seen the same thing when Dr. Jordan Peterson came to town. I went to both of his shows last year, or this year while he was in town, I should say, February, and I believe it was April again when he came back. And both of those shows, people were commenting, we're going to protest, we're going to be outside, we're going to be in droves, and we're going to drive people out of there. I counted maybe a dozen protesters at the first show, and they were pretty much invisible at the second one. So I don't really see too much of a pushback for Tucker when he comes to Calgary. Maybe that'll change. I might stand corrected when the time comes when he makes his appearance here on January the 23rd. But the 24th in Edmonton, I would expect more of a pushback. And again, it's going to be interesting to see what comes of that. And again, Rachel Notley, the NDP have no position to tell people that somebody doesn't have the right to come to Alberta. When you look at James Cameron, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jane Fonda, all these people who came to Canada to trash the oil sands, to talk about the negative impacts of the environment for oil sands projects, yet they cruise around in their luxury jets and their luxury yachts, and they don't know a darn thing about the oil industry, and nobody really complains when they come here. We're open in terms of allowing people to see it for themselves. But when it comes to somebody like Tucker Carlson, who, again, talks more common sense than any NDP MP in cabinet, well, they see that as a threat. This is nothing more than them spewing their rhetoric to make sure that we understand how much they hate the fact that other people have the freedom to talk, and they'd rather silence people. They want to censor you out. So while Rachel Notley judges Danielle Smith, saying somebody shouldn't be allowed to freely come here and speak, that's Rachel Notley, who says we want to jab people door to door and tell people what they can and can't listen to. Speaking of what they can and can't do, there's still time, ladies and gentlemen, to head over to unacceptablefringebooks.com and place your orders for our books that are being sent out, signed by myself and direct outside of Amazon. People had asked for this for quite some time. It's getting down closer to Christmas, and while I've been told the dates aren't guaranteed if you're shipping to the East Coast from where I am, there is still time to get those orders in, ladies and gentlemen, and supply is limited and running out. I've had a heck of a time reestablishing inventory, so if you wanted to place your orders, now is the time for fast, quick, and reliable shipping. Head over to unacceptablefringebooks.com. There will be a link down below in the description. Let me know what you guys think about Tucker coming to Alberta. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think Rachel's about to have her hands full? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, I sure hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure as you're heading over and smacking that button to turn on your bell for notifications, as anytime we talk about the government, well, of course, the shadow ban kicks in, and the way we get dispersed out is drastically reduced. So make sure to hit the thumbs up, leave your comments, share it out. Again, turn on your notifications, come back to the channel every Monday to Friday. We have regular content posting. Join us Sundays here on the channel at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, where I do the weekly wrap and we go over everything that's happened in the past week, everything coming up in the week ahead, and a little bit of Q&A with our community. Now, just to keep in mind, this upcoming Sunday will be the last live stream, I believe, of 2023. Simply because, well, Christmas Eve is the following week, and then I believe New Year's Eve kicks in after that. If I'm wrong about New Year's Eve, again, my dates could be off, but if that is so, then this Sunday would be the last stream of 2023. So make sure to join us there. It's always great to see you guys there. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there, and also talking to everybody who's been there from the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.